guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. We've had a really good week this week, guys. Me and my husband, we had our date night. We went to Blackpool and watched The Constant Wife. We've never seen it before. We didn't know what to expect, and it was actually a lot funnier than we were expecting. We didn't go crazy. We just had like a sit down chippy tea, and then we got some snacks from B&M, and it was a really lovely time actually. It was only a few child-free hours, but we definitely needed it. We definitely did. And then what else did we do? Oh, I took my daughter for a coffee shop trip on Sunday. My husband wasn't feeling great. We needed to get out of the house to get away from his germs. So my daughter chose to have a coffee shop treat, and that was lovely, spending some time with her. We picked up a couple of little bits. And oh, and she also came with me so on a Wednesday evening I go to a crochet club. If you've got a Dunelm near you, sometimes the cafe will have like local community groups in, and I go to a local crochet club in our Dunelm cafe. I think it's called Pausa. And it's after hours, so the cafe's closed anyway, but we just use that space to do some crochet, and it's more about the socializing, to be fair. But my daughter's always talking about wanting to come with me, and they do have a deal on at the cafe. I don't know if it's every Pausa cafe, but ours definitely has a deal on where if you spend more than £4 or £4.50, you get a child's meal for free. So I picked my daughter up from after school club a little bit early. We went to the cafe. We got there for about 20 to 5. And for, I think it was £5.60, I got a coffee and a cake, and my daughter got a toastie. She got they call it a seasonal cookie. It's like an iced biscuit thing. She got a little chocolate bar and a hot chocolate. It was not the healthiest dinner, but there are healthier options, or at least less sugary options. But anyway, and she stayed for a little bit at the crochet club, and I was showing her how to do a chain stitch, and she actually did really well. She's only 6, so I was really impressed. And the other ladies at the club were really impressed as well. And she even was showing off like reading her reading book to them as well. Anyway, it was lovely. It has been a lovely week. I think having had a recent no spend week, I got a little bit carried away with spending money. So we have some money to go in, which we're going to pop over there. We've got some money that needs to come out. We've got no fuel left. We've split the £40. We've put 20 into my husband's car, 20 into mine, especially we're using mine to go up to Blackpool, which was quite a few miles. So there's no fuel to come out, or no fuel left, unfortunately. But there is a little bit of food, which is surprising given that we had a lower food budget than normal. Dropping stuff. I made a point of going through all of the cupboards and the freezers. So we've got a fridge freezer, and then we've got a small chest freezer as well. So if I see stuff on offer, I will pick it up and put it in the chest freezer. So we did have some bits and bobs around. We had some meals, like mains for meals left over. So we did manage to do a really cheap food shop this week. So we've got £5.97 left over. One of those was sticky, that's disgusting. So we've got £5.97 left over from food. We spent a bit from fun. Like I say, we did a coffee shop trip. That came from the fun money, but there is still £10 that can go into our bowl thing and into our savings. And then miscellaneous, we bought like snacks and stuff for the theatre. And then we had to spend some money on some head lice treatments. We got a message from school saying that somebody in my daughter's class had nits, and unfortunately she did bring some nits home. So there were only a couple. We've done the treatment. Fingers crossed, everything crossed that they're gone. But yeah, it is quite expensive. The head lice treatment's quite expensive. It's like £10 for a bottle. And we treated all of us just to be on the safe side and make sure that, if one had made the trip to somebody else's head that we didn't. Oh no, they just make me itch. Thinking about them makes me itch. Ugh. Anyway, but there is £10 and some change left in miscellaneous. I am literally, my head is itching just thinking about them. It freaks me out. So we had £20 and 56 left from miscellaneous. Itchy head, stop it. Oh, we're so good. I'm not saying the word again. I'm not. Anyway, and then I don't understand how we are still maxed out on cats, because I swear, I mean, my husband must have bought everything last time, because we've been maxed out on the pet fund for the longest time. And I am still yet to muster up the courage or enthusiasm to go and buy new trousers. I desperately need them. I'm literally down to 2 pairs. I have thick thighs, shall we say, and yeah, any sort of jeans or anything they wear in the thighs, and yeah, I'm down to 2 pairs of trousers. I desperately need to replace them, and I hate shopping. I hate clothes shopping. That is my personal version of hell, is like having to shop for clothes and nothing fitting and everything making me feel awful. Anyway, holiday fund is still frozen. I'm going to freeze that until the middle of February, when I get my first full pay from work. So savings, we need to take some money out. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 270, 275, one, yeah, 275. But we need to take 170 out. So our TV has given up the ghost. It's not turning on properly. Sometimes it's taking forever to turn on. Sometimes you've got to like turn it off at the plug and back on again for it to kind of turn on properly. And it's ancient. It is an ancient TV. We got it secondhand from somebody years ago, and it was already years old when we got it. So we do need to replace that. We don't have a massive TV. I'm going to count once I've finished talking, because I can't multitask to save my life. We don't have a massive TV. We used to have a much bigger television. It was like 55 inches or something, or 45 inches. I don't know. It was a big telly. But it was an old one, so it had like a really big kind of surround as well. And it dominated the living room. We don't have the biggest living room. So we went to a smaller television. Again, it's because it's an older one, it's still got quite a large surround, so it feels bigger than it is. But the screen size is only about 31 inches. So we're just going to get a 32 inch to replace it. And I've seen Samsung. We like Samsung TVs because we've had a really good track record with them. They last really well. The picture's really good. And I've seen a 32 inch Samsung for £169. So I'm going to take out 170, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70. So that's going to come out of savings, and that's going to go towards the television, or it's going to pay for the television. Sadly, it's not one that you can see in the shop, I think, because people generally like to have bigger tellies. So it's not a TV that we can go to a shop and kind of see it. But I'm confident that it's going to do the job. And it is a smart telly, so it means at the moment the telly that we're using at the moment, because it is so old, it's not a smart TV. So every time we want to watch anything, we don't do we don't have a Virgin or a Skybox or anything. So all of our TV watching is through streaming services. So every time we want to watch something, we've got to turn on our PlayStation and use that to do the streaming apps. So having a smart telly and not having to turn the PlayStation on would be really good. And I think it would be better for energy consumption as well, not running 2 things at the same time. I think the most frustrating thing is when we downsized our TV, we actually gave our old big like spare smart TV that was in the bedroom, because we don't have a TV in the bedroom anymore. We gave that to a relative, and yeah, if we'd have popped it in the loft, we could have used that one and saved ourselves some money, but never mind, it is fine. It's fine. Breathe, Sophie. And then the SSP fund is still building up. We should hopefully have a week where we don't have to take money out of the account, because we'll have built up enough before the 15th of Feb to use the SSP as our full weekly thingamabob. So there's 20, 40, 60, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 175 in SSP. Like I said last week, I'm not on SSP anymore. I am on a phased return, but it's still not full income, and yeah, that little bit of money is going to help pay for, well, it's going to help us not take as much out of savings to kind of supplement my pay this month. And oh, our savings is actually, I didn't even notice, but our savings is a little bit lower than it was, because what I've done is take some money out for Christmas. So I've decided that to save up for Christmas, because it can be so expensive. I'm gonna, instead of putting the full 50 of savings into our savings pot, I'm gonna put 20 every week into our Christmas fund, and we're going to save across the year. We're going to end up with about £1,000, and it means that if I see Christmas gifts or things through the year that would be suitable for Christmas, then I've got some money there that we can spend that on. So we've had 3 weeks where we've paid in, so there's £60 in our Christmas fund already. And yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. Normally, what we do is we the savings close to Christmas, maybe October time, we will take all the like £50 from savings and we'll put it into a Christmas fund then. But I'm hoping that by saving across the year, we're going to end up with a little bit of a bigger pot for like Christmas treats and stuff like that. Anyway, that is all the money out. Sorry, that seems to take forever. So money is out. We need to do savings. So this is all the money that has come out. And we also had a little bit of money that was put aside last week, which was £70. So we had 40 from our lower food budget. So we only had a 50% food budget this week. So we normally spend 80, so 40 of that went into savings straight away. And then we had 20 from clothing and 10 from pets because they were maxed out. So there's already 70 going into savings, and we had some money going, like some more money going in. So we've got 10, 20, 35. So that's £105. That put such a massive grin on my face. So there's £105 going into savings. Oh my word. And then we've got a little bit of change, which is our kind of penny challenge, which is going into Toothless. So I will count this and let you know how much is here. 153. So it's not a lot, but it is fine. 153. I'm gonna put that in Toothless and mark that off. Where is it? So 153 is down here. I'm not too fussed about this one. So this is just where our change is going. I'm not trying to complete this by a certain point. It will get completed at some point, and then we'll have, this one gives us £667.75p, I think, when we've completed it. But there's no rush. There's no rush to complete that. So Toothless is fed. Where is he going? He can go over there. Oh my, no, get off. There we go. There you go, Toothless. So what I have done as well, so this was our old 52-week challenge that I had written out. But last week I mentioned that it doesn't really work because we're not putting the change into the 52-week challenge. We're only using the notes. So I've rewritten it. It's now not a 52-week challenge. It is a 10, 20, 30, 40. It is a 46 weeks challenge, but it actually gives us a little bit more money. So the 52-week challenge will give you £1,378 across the year. This one will give us £1,400 across 46 weeks. So I've just made it into like note values. So instead of having like 7 and 8 and 9, I've just kept it in note values, which should hopefully mean that it's slightly easier to pay stuff in. And I've rewritten my envelopes as well, because I wasn't going to spend more money buying more envelopes. Anyway, that we're paying him. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 105. So let's do a 50, a 40, and a 15. Yeah, let's do a 50, a 40, and a 15. Sorted. So we've paid in 50, 40 and 15. Now this challenge it's making me feel really good. It's making me feel really positive, guys, because we are saving quite a large sum of money every single week, which is keeping me motivated. And even when we're having those challenges, those weekly challenges, which I do regret on occasion, but because I'm doing those challenges and I'm setting that money aside at the beginning of the week, it's not there to spend. And we're saving massive amount. I mean, not for some people it might not seem massive, but it is a huge amount of money every single week. I mean, you think about it, it's £100 this week we've saved. So over the course of the year, that's £5,000. If we manage to keep it up and we manage to save about £100 a week, that's £5,000 we'll save across the year, which is insane. That is insane to think that we have that money that can go aside. And because I'm keeping track of it, it's keeping me motivated. So yes, even though the challenges are tricky and I do resent them at times, they're keeping me on track. They're keeping the savings going. And yeah, anyway, rambling. Sophia's rambling. Shocking. Who'd have thought that would happen? Oh, so that's the old one. So I'm going to put these in the envelope and then we're going to pay in and then we will be sorted. Oh my words. Throw that on the floor because there's no space. Which pile of money do I need? This one, this one, this one. Yes. So we've just got the we've got the £300 to pay him. Nope, Sophie, you got distracted. We need to choose our weekly challenge. Speaking of challenges, I get nervous every time I choose one because I know there are some really tricky ones in there. That one. I don't want to. Oh, that's not too bad. That could have been way worse. So 75% food budget, which means that instead of £80, we are getting £60 for our food budget this week. Whew, at least it wasn't the one that said save everything, because that one is in there. And that one is going to be particularly tricky when that one gets pulled out. So we have £60 for our food budget and 20 is going straight into our savings envelope-y thingy thing. That's not too bad. I can work with 60 quid. Honestly, I think I've worked with 60 quid most weeks. It's nice to have that little bit extra kind of food budget for the things that we like and the convenience food, especially going back to work. Convenience food is very much appreciated. So 20 is going into fun. 40 is going into miscellaneous. There is still a receipt in there. It's something that I bought. It was a new soap dispenser and I got it from the range, and the pump doesn't work. It doesn't actually make the soap come out. So I still need to take that back. It's been a few weeks now. I think I got it for my daughter's party because our current one is just like a plastic one that was leaking a little bit. So yeah, I bought this nice new glass one, and yeah, it didn't work. And I've still not gone back to the range because, well, ultimately, if I go to the range, I'll go to the craft section. And if I go to the craft section, I will spend money on crafty stuff that I don't need. So we have stayed away from the range while we've been keeping our outgoings a little bit lower. Anyway, I just need to send my husband is what I need to do. So pet fund is maxed out, so we can put 20 into savings. Clothing is maxed out still because I am avoiding that particular chore like the plague. So that's another 30 that's going straight into our savings envelope. So that's 50 quid that is automatically getting saved, which is amazing. And then we have got 40 for fuel can go in the other one, and then we've got 40 for SSP and 50 for savings, only we are splitting the savings, so we are putting 30 in savings we are putting 40 into SSP, which would have been our holiday fund, but we're freezing that for the moment. So 40 into SSP, and then 20 from our savings is going into our Christmas fund. I know it's really early to talk about Christmas, guys, but if you don't plan ahead, you get caught out. So, sorted. That is everything paid in. Oh, let's put the fuel into there, because if I don't, I will forget what it is and what it's meant to be spent on, and then I'll spend it on stuff that I don't need, probably. Right, so we have money paid in, we have our savings challenges sorted, we've got our money out for our new telly, which I need to order. But yeah, we are done. We are sorted. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for listening to my ramble. If you did, I do not judge you at all if you skipped a lot of this video. But I will see you next time, guys. Have a brilliant week. Take care and happy budgeting.